Ian fell in love with his best friend's mother. One day, while his friend's father was away, Ian got close to the woman and took her as his own. He didn't realize that their actions had been seen by Tom. The next day, Tom went to Ian's mother to get revenge. He kissed her. Ian's mother said, "Tom!" In shock, Tom pretended to feel regret and said, "I'm sorry." She replied, "Suppose Ian had walked in." He asked if that was all she worried about. Lil later grew quiet, but Tom revealed to her that Ian had been with his own mother. At first, Lil couldn't believe it. She and Roz had been inseparable friends since childhood. They grew up together, got married, and each had a son. But Lil's husband died in an accident, leaving her heartbroken. Roz stayed by her side and helped her through that painful time. Years passed, and Ian and Tom grew into strong, handsome young men. The two mothers often felt proud of their son's carved, athletic appearance. On evenings when the sunset lit the beach, the four of them would sit together for meals and enjoy a peaceful life. This calm life changed when Tom's father decided to move to Sydney to teach drama at the university. He wanted his wife and son to join him, but Roz didn't want to leave the place where she had lived all her life. She said she needed time to think. Her husband left first, while she stayed behind with Tom. One day, Roz went swimming alone in the sea. She reached a floating piece of wood and found Ian already there. Sharing that small space on the water made things awkward. Ian looked at Roz's graceful figure and felt restless inside. They lay together on the wood, unaware that a new attraction was quietly forming between them. When everyone gathered together, there were never taboos in their conversations. Even bold jokes were made without restraint. Lil danced with Tom to music, while Roz shared a cigarette with Ian. That small moment made Ian more certain of his feelings. That night, after his friend got drunk, Ian secretly went into Roz's room. Roz was surprised by his return, but the next moment, Ian kissed her. Roz resisted at first, but then desire won. She had also imagined this moment before. While this was happening, Tom came upstairs for water. He unexpectedly saw his mother coming out of Ian's bedroom in unusual clothes, which startled him. He realized his best friend wanted to take his father's place. Shocked, Tom went alone to the beach and spent the night there. The next day, he decided to act on his own feelings. Tom approached Lil, but struggled to find words. She comforted him, and suddenly he kissed her. Lil said in surprise, "Tom!" She was startled, but she didn't get angry. She only feared that Ian might see them. Tom told her about what he had seen between Ian and his mother. Lil couldn't believe what he was saying until she saw the look on his face. She realized Roz had already crossed the line with Ian. Lil thought about how to handle this, but Tom kept seeking her out. He didn't want to go home and stayed at her house. That night, unable to sleep, he went into her bedroom and lay beside her. Lil hadn't been with a man for more than 10 years, and now she was so close to him that she couldn't calm her feelings. She lay still all night until Tom gently touched her arm. At that moment, she let go of her hesitation. Tom stayed until noon before going home. When Roz asked where he had been, he answered with words that hinted at the truth, doing to her what he has been doing to you. Then he left. Roz stayed behind, torn between guilt and desire. She did not want her son to live contrary to social rules, but she herself was already trapped in this forbidden situation.
Roz went to find Lil. The two of them faced each other and admitted the truth. They decided to end this inconvenient relationship. They said it was over, but they couldn't control the passion in their hearts. Later, Ian went to see Roz again. "Please don't," Roz said firmly, rejecting him. She did not realize his feelings for her were real. Seeing his sadness, Roz could not hold back. She went to him, and their desire overcame them once more. At the same time, Lil and Tom also continued to give in to their passion. Roz and Lil met again, and they broke the vows they had made. They admitted it was unfair and decided to let the relationships with the young men develop. Lil asked Roz, "How are you feeling?" Roz replied, "Good." Lil added, "Yeah, me too. In fact, I can't remember being this happy." Roz replied, "I know." They both understood that the young men would eventually lose interest in them as they grew older, but they still chose to seize the moment and enjoy it while it lasted. Tom's father came home on vacation. Tom greeted him, and his father immediately sensed a change in him. His father asked, "What is it? You got a girlfriend or something?" "Something like that," Tom replied. But he never imagined who his son's girlfriend really was. He kept praising Sydney and wished his wife would move there with him. Roz, who was already unsure, had now experienced something new and became even more determined to stay. Her husband noticed her attitude and thought her friend Lil was the reason that made her not want to leave. Roz said, "No, it's not for the reasons you think. I can't imagine living anywhere else." His father replied, "Well, if this house means more to you than I do." He left on his own, unaware that his absence gave Roz complete freedom. She and Ian no longer needed to hide. They played on the beach, touched each other, and enjoyed their secret openly. Their carefree life became even more colorful. 3 years passed. Ian began taking responsibility in his mother's business, while Tom kept pursuing drama. But the opportunities in their small town were limited. To advance, Tom needed to go to Sydney and work with his father. Tom said he had been offered a role in a play in Sydney. Ian encouraged him to take the opportunity. Tom explained that it would mean being away for at least a month, and he asked what Lil would do. Ian assured him she'd be fine and that she wouldn't want him to give up the chance because of him. Tom wasn't sure, but Ian sounded confident. Tom went to Sydney. This decision would eventually break the delicate balance they had. He worked with his father to choose actors for the play. A young woman caught his attention. While talking with him on the phone, Lil quickly sensed his change in him. She asked him how rehearsals were going. Tom told her about the girl they had chosen for the role in the play, saying she was a very strong performer with a lot of potential. Then Lil asked him if he was happy. Tom said he felt comfortable and that it had been great getting to know his father's new family. After leaving Roz, Harold had started a new family in Sydney, and Tom said his father seemed very settled. He spoke with them briefly on the phone before hanging up, but Lil could not stop worrying about the girl Tom mentioned. Her fears came true. Tom started dating a girl named Mary, and before long, they ended up in her bedroom. The room was charged with youthful energy, and Mary asked him if he was truly interested in her. Tom couldn't resist his feelings any longer. Lil, sensing something was wrong, tried to drown her feelings with alcohol. While drinking, a man approached her and struck up a conversation. They laughed and talked for a while, and just as things seemed ready to go further, her son Ian appeared. Ian asked her if she needed help. Lil told him she was fine and that the man only wanted to buy them drinks. The man confirmed it, but when he asked who Ian was, Ian replied that he was her son. The moment was ruined. Lil forced a smile, but once outside, she complained to Ian, feeling uncertain about her future. On stage, the young actress shone brightly, and Tom admired her even more. His play became a great success, but he didn't linger in Sydney. As soon as he saw Lil again, he kissed her eagerly. She thought she could have him back, but later that night, she overheard him speaking passionately to Mary. On Tom's birthday, his father unexpectedly brought Mary along. Lil saw them dancing closely on the floor and realized she needed to step back from Tom's life. Tom proudly introduced Mary to her. Mary said to Lil, "Hi, I've heard so much about you." Lil replied, "Wish I could say the same, but Tom's a bit of a secretive." The air grew awkward. Anne quickly stepped in, inviting Mary to dance, while Roz led Harold away to give Tom and Lil privacy. "She's staying in a hotel. I can drop her home and then come by," Tom told Lil. But after dropping Mary off, he changed his mind. Lil waited all night in vain. Finally, she decided to let him go. She knew it was easy to grow used to love, but hard to return to being alone. Their relationships had started with physical desire, but grew into deeper feelings. To help her friend heal, Roz also decided to end things with Ian. Roz said to Lil, "We have to stand together, okay? You can put an end to it." The next day, the four of them met and agreed to end their relationships. Ian, who had done nothing wrong, could not accept it, but seeing Roz so determined, he stormed off. Soon after, Tom married Mary. Ian, still angry, flirted with one of the bridesmaids and danced with her, only to make Roz jealous. Later that night, he went to Roz's door and shouted, "Evening, Roz, let me in." Roz struggled inside. If she thought only of herself, she would have gone back to him without hesitation. But because she loved him deeply, she chose to resist. Ian, frustrated and heartbroken, spent the night surfing to release his pain. A powerful wave hit and his leg was broken. During his recovery, a woman named Hannah took care of him tenderly. Her kindness slowly opened Ian's heart, but even in his sleep, he called Roz's name. Hannah heard him and wondered who the ex-girlfriend was that he was dreaming of. Ian never planned to stay with Hannah forever. He was shocked to learn she was pregnant, but she was kind and hugged him, so he accepted it silently. 5 more years passed. The group of 4 had grown larger. Ian and Tom each had a daughter. Together, the 8 of them went to the beach, happy on the surface. Mary and Hannah knew nothing about the complicated history behind them, and the 4 kept silent. To others, they looked like 2 perfect families. Tonight, everything was about to be ruined. Ian and Roz's relationship had eased, almost as if it had never existed. After Lil put the children to bed, she prepared to go to her room to rest. Before leaving, she deliberately spoke to Tom, hinting at something.
The woman returned home alone. Several times, Tom left under the pretext of sobering up, then went to see Lil. Suddenly, Ian rushed to Roz in front of Mary and Hannah, telling her he wanted to speak in private. When Roz entered the room, he started shouting angrily, revealing that he knew Tom and Lil were still secretly together. He blamed Roz for breaking up the real love relationship with him because of them, while they had been doing everything behind their backs. Ian then turned to Mary and said, "Your husband is making love with my mother." He turned back to Roz and said, "This is all your fault." Hannah, still innocent, asked what had happened, trying to understand. Mary, however, had already grasped the full complexity of the 4-way relationships. Mary explained what was going on to her. Tears filled Hannah's eyes. She could not believe this was real. Ian stayed silent, breaking the last illusions the girls had. The 2 women, Mary and Hannah, took their children and left decisively. Mary told Roz to tell Tom to stay away. She did not want to see him. This forbidden relationship had always been unhealthy. From the beginning, they had believed that ending it could erase the past, that they could correct one mistake with another. They had used lies to deceive themselves and others. Their desire never disappeared. It only grew, waiting for the right moment to surface. Perhaps the relationships themselves were not wrong. The true mistakes were their inability to face society's judgment, their inability to leave the swamp of desire, and their use of others as a cover. In the end, the 4 of them decided to throw off the weight of societal expectations and live for themselves. They returned to the place where it all began, lying together on that same piece of wood, quietly enjoying the love that belonged to them alone.